Now we head into race 14 in the meeting. Heat 2, DD2 and DD2 Masters. Here's your starting grid. After the earlier heats, pole position and Heat 1 winner Teresa Babičková will again line up on pole position. Gregorio Bertocco on the front row. Martin van Rooyen and Patrick Snolls, Lokmelis on row 2. Leonardo Baccaglini and Michael Rosina, row 3. Tom Bracken and Nicolas Picot round out the top 4 rows, with Axel Saniala and Enzo Boll completing the top 10. Emil Zaxmans and Jamie Smith on row 6, with Sebastian Schur and Finn Stiak, row 7. Maxime Sechurko and Jules Cousin rounding out row 8. Row 9, Laurent Seyfried and Maxime Derix, with Nicolas Guillaume and Tino Egeskov rounding out the top 20. Martina Stankiewicz, Kilian Gerhard, Raoul Vargas, Christophe Capitain, Andreas Neumann, Daniel Carmona, Jonathan Wimore, Jere Kokalainen, Alejandro Barambillo, David Perel and Antonio Teixeira will round out the 31-strong grid. The drivers now start to settle in their 2x2 rolling start formation ahead of 10 minutes plus an additional lap of racing. Babičková and Picot, the respective race winners for Heat 1. What will happen in race 2? We are seconds away from getting the lights to go out and find out over the course of the next 11 minutes of racing. Out of turn number 18, into the tram lines. Red lights on the gantry. Are we ready? Are we steady? Lights are out first time. We're at full throttle, heading down into turn number 1. Babičková keeps the lead as it's 3 abreast. Some drivers getting a bit crossed up going through into turns 1 and 2 on the opening lap. Everyone pretty much trying to keep it all together. Change for 5th position as Nicolas Picot. He might be in DD2 Masters, but he knows DD2 and Senior Rotax very, very well indeed. The racecraft that the driver from Bordeaux has is pretty good, and when he's on his A game, it's very much clear to see. An absolute melee of drivers. I count at least 15 to 20, maybe even the remainder of the field. David Perel, an absolute howitzer of a move, making his way past 2 drivers coming out of turn number 12. You see, David, you've been away from karting for 10 years, you still got it. Lap 1 in the books. Babičková now has the lead of nearly 4/10 of a second. Van Leuven again up to P2. Bertocco, Baccaglini now joins the fray. But Babičková trying to get away early. Nicolas Picot, in the meantime, still has quite a big buffer between himself and the next highest placed DD2 Masters driver, who is all the way down in 20th position. That is Martina Stankiewicz, last year's Wintercup winner and the runner-up in last year's Euro Trophy season. Side by side, a little bit further back, looks to be maybe Rudokas was trying to get through. Sechurko on Derix, so Derix managing to keep himself out of harm's way thus far. He's now trying to close in on the 420 of Laurent Seyfried from Germany as they hurtle their way down this long start-finish straight. They are line astern going up the hill, and some great brazen overtakes. And now Van Leuven now has been passed, and that is by Baccaglini. Baccaglini now up into second. Bertocco drops to 4th position in the meantime. Lokmelis is hot on their heels, and so is Enzo Boll, who's 6th, ahead of Michael Rossina. Tom Bracken rounds out the top 8. Jamie Smith just keeping an eye on where he is at the moment. And now Loch Mellis looking up the inside and nearly touches wheels. Nearly touches wheels, and that might have been possibly with Van Leuven. I'm not 100% sure that is the case. Yes, it is Van Leuven. And they are side by side. And now Enzo Boll trying to thread the eye of the needle. He gets through. DD2 at the sharp end of the grid has really come alive with this injection of young, hungry, motivated wolves in the wolf pack. And Enzo Boll being just one of them. And considering the fact that Martin Van Leuven is about a decade older than Enzo Boll. Quite frightening how these youngsters, and there has been an incident, I think, going up onto turn 5, and someone's off at the crest of the hill. Yellow flags out. Looked like a Birel ART chassis possibly. Driver out of the car. That's possibly, judging by the colour of the race suit, maybe Raul Vargas, who is absolutely despondent. Who was running in 22nd, and it is, and the Spaniard absolutely desolate. And also seeing another driver going very, very slowly. Might have been Sebastian Schul. The 418 has just been pinged with a black and white flag. But in the meantime, at the front end of the field, Teresa Babičková has a 1.1 second advantage. And Alejandro Barambio is probably more than likely out. There is a cart actually stricken at the top of the hill on the other side of the circuit. As a little bit further back, Van Leuven's just been passed by Tom Bracken into turn 12. Nicola Picot is still running in 9th. He's ahead of Axel Sarniala from Finland. A 20-year-old from Espoo. But Teresa Babičková still pressing forward, trying to extend that gap over Leonardo Baccaglini. Gap now 1 second. And Nicola Picot might be in the most senior class here as a DD2 Masters drivers. Might be one of the youngest actually in the class, but he's the fastest out there. 1 minute 2.583. He's still got it. So Martin Van Leeuwen all the way down into 8th position now. Top 10 rounded out by Sarniala. They were covered by 4.4 seconds. And yes, unfortunately it was Vargas and Barambio that might have come together. A real shame for the two Spaniards, I'm afraid. Down to 29 drivers we go. Three and 3/4 minutes to go. And Teresa Babičková now retakes the fastest lap of the race. 1 minute 2.463, extends her gap over Baccaglini to 1.154 seconds as we're now on to lap number 7. There's still some fights to be had, still some battles to be won out on circuit. Good to see that Vinjdiak is having a better race, placing in 14th ahead of Jamie Smith, running for Birel South Africa. Even though he is running under a British flag, he's from Benoni in South Africa, so good to see that we've got some South African representation here this weekend. Baccaglini has done a personal best, and I've just spotted that Enzo Boll and Patrick Snowles-Loch Mellis, in 5th and 4th respectively, have just both set an identical lap time and have both improved. something's not quite right for Martin van Leeuwen. He's just put in his fastest lap of the race, in 1 minute 3.051. Uncharacteristic, so I'm not too sure if he might be driving with a problem that he's having to drive around in order to get the kart to the finish. A little bit further back, another position. So Van Leeuwen has just lost out to Emils Akmens from Latvia. Signals from the mechanics on the gantry just by the final corner. And Maxime Dirix has been making some headway this time around. The 405 from Belgium started down in 18th, now currently running 13th behind Jules Cousin. They've now got Van Leeuwen in their crosshairs, so has Finstiak. Jamie Smith not that far adrift, but we're coming into the final minute of this penultimate heat for DD2 and DD2 Masters. Nicolas Picot still running in 8th and leading the class. And all the way down to 1st to 20th overall between Teresa Babičková and Martina Stankiewicz after 8 laps. The gap was just a shade under 10 seconds. But it's been calmness from this driver here, the 406 from Teps Racing Team, running on the Birol ART chassis. The Birol ART was the chassis used by the DD2 drivers, the original class of Rotax itself. Following on from Rotax's decision to go with the concept known as the RM1, now the DD2 is the standard bearer when it comes to top-tier competition in terms of the Rotax Max Challenge globally. The timer has now expired about 15 seconds ago, and Teresa Babičková again will be the first person to see the last lap board. So will Nicolas Picot, who very shortly has come out of the final corner, and will see it for the last time, leading the DD2 Masters class in 8th position. But there is still going to be a battle. Maxime Dirix has brought out the dance moves finally. And he's currently sitting in 12th position. Babičková makes her way down the hill for what's going to be the final time, lap number 11. And, oh, right, another driver has just had a drama. That is off of turns 1 and 2. Lawrence Ivory trying to battle away with Jamie Smith to go into the top 15. But we now concentrate on our race leader. Out of the final corner, it's 2 for 2 for the Czech Republic and Teresa Babičková. Second, this time, it's not Van Leeuwen, it's not Bertocco, it's Bakaglini that takes second, 9.6 tenths behind the Czech Republic driver. Bertocco in third, Lokmelis in fourth, Enzo Bol, 5th position after really putting the cat amongst the proverbial pigeons. Michael Rosina, Nicolas Picot takes 7th and also again strikes twice whilst the iron was hot for DD2 Masters. Axel Sarniala, Tom Bracken and Emils Akmens rounds out the top 10. Martin van Leeuwen ends up 11th ahead of Maxime Dirix with Jules Cousin, Jamie Smith and Lawrence Seyfried rounding at the top 15. Finstiak, Kilian Guérin, Tino Egeskov, Sebastian Schul and Martina Stankiewicz, the next highest placed DD2 Masters driver, rounds out the top 20. Daniel Carmona, Christophe Capitain, Jonathan Wimont, David Perel, Jericho Kalainen, Andreas Neumann, Antonio Teixeira, Maxime Sechurko, and it looked like it was Nicolas Guillaume that was the driver, unfortunately beached on the dust, coming out of turn number 1 on the final lap, with Raul Vargas and Alejandro Barambillo possibly coming together on lap 3. So the halfway points of the DD2 and Masters heats got underway under the Andalusian sunshine. The temperature surrounding the circuit was getting warmer, but the action on track got things even hotter, nearly to volcano standards, as the lights went out and we went racing. Teresa Babišková once again led the field into turn 1, with Martin van Leeuwen looking to make his way through, and did so early doors. Waiting in the wings was a certain Leonardo Baccaglini, who after a couple of attempts managed to get past countryman Gregorio Bertocco, and then through turn 5 got through and Van Leeuwen. Van Leeuwen would also find himself dropping down the order as the likes of Patrick Snolslock-Mellis was sideways trying to go up the inside of him through turn 13. Raul Vargas completely despondent and a very, very dusty second-hand kart, and the disappointment was clear to see in the body language of the 404 from Spain. Tom Bracken, just one of the young chargers in this DD2 field here at Campillos, showed that even age is nothing but a number, with a great overtake on Van Leeuwen. And even, just another replay, just showing that even the youngsters get to grips with DD2 very, very easily. And then drama for Guillaume from Belgium, spinning up the rear tyres, flicking dust and gravel everywhere. His race was done on the last lap. But Babišková and Picot, once again, 2-time heat winners from today.